Hey everybody, Dave here with Wags Automotive again. Today we're back on the 48 and we got the engine running, that's great. I'm going to sell the frame and the engine and all that off this anyhow, but you know, whoever buys it, at least they know it's running. So today we're going to get started on doing some rust repair on this thing. There's a little bit of it to do. And I'll kind of show you what I got going on and we'll go through a little bit and look at some stuff and then we'll get started. All right, let's take a look at what we got first. Okay. I want to show you guys inside the truck here. I got some panels here on the floor. As you can see, there's a right-hand panel there, and that opening right there is for the battery. There's a battery box there, but I'm not going to be able to use that. I'm going to have to make a cover and weld that shut probably. Then I got a transmission cover in the middle. I'll probably bolt that on so it can be removed. And I got a right-hand floor pan, or left-hand floor pan here, driver's side. Unfortunately, they cut this one short. I wish they would have left it long, but they cut it short. But this one here is okay, so I don't know. But I may end up replacing the firewall anyhow, so I got to talk to Bo, the guy that's buying the truck, and see what he wants to do. So we'll figure that out. And so that's what I'm going to work on today, some of that. And the rest of the floor here, these panels here go up in the kick panel, up on that side, and that one goes over there on the passenger side. You can see that panel there. Wait, no, sorry, I got it backwards. This panel, that panel there goes up in there where that's at. You can see it's kind of rusty, so I may not replace the whole thing, but I can cut off what I need and use it. But the rest of the floor in this truck is really in pretty good shape. You can see it's got a couple little holes back in there and over here, you know, a couple little holes there. But I'm gonna, these panels here, actually, I'll talk about that right now because I talked to Bo, and these panels here are curved. And when he was looking at this truck, he came over and looked at it the other day, and he saw this hole and that hole over there, and he's like, "Oh, that looks like a speaker hole." And I told him, I said, "Yeah, I thought about putting a speaker in there, except as you can see, it's got this funky curve in it." So we talked about it. I think what we're going to do is we're going to take this panel out, and we're going to make a panel that goes straight across from this corner to that corner that's flat. And I'm going to mount speakers in that. That way he has speakers in the back. And this thing here is going to come out. I got it popped loose a little bit. I'll show you how to get it out. But like I said, the rest of the floor is in pretty good shape. Not bad at all on this thing. But one thing you got to watch out for, I'll show you some of the shoddy bodywork on this truck. So you see right down there, see that down there? That looks pretty bad. Yeah, that's definitely not very good there. Sorry, I bumped my phone and made it stop. That's a horrible repair right there. See how sloppy they did that? I mean, that just looks like crap. You know, it just looks horrible. And there's all kinds of stuff in there. So just because bodywork's been done to a vehicle doesn't mean it's quality bodywork. You got to be careful of what you buy. So you can see, and actually you can see if you look in there, see that wire in there? They put wire behind there to fill that in. So I'm going to weld cab corners on that. And another spot there where they just fiberglassed over a hole in the floor or the back panel, but I can fix that pretty easy. That's not very big. Over here on the passenger side, we'll look at that. And as you can see the rust? I mean, they just kind of cobbled it together. And if you look underneath, see how bad it is under there? It's all rusted and looks like crap. So I'm hoping that these cab corners go all the way out to this area here, because I want to cut it across here and replace that whole thing. I hope they do. I don't know. We'll see. But I mean, the cab's in pretty good shape. Other than that, you know, and it's the same way here. They just fiberglassed over holes and just, you know, I scraped that fiberglass off, that putty, whatever it is, and there's rust underneath of it, so it looks horrible. But anyhow, it is what it is. All right, so here's all the parts I've taken off this truck today. I've taken the hinges and different motor parts, and you know, just all this trim that goes inside. That's where the windlace goes around the doors, that trim there. I don't know if I can get that new or not. I can probably reuse that, but I'm going to have to do some work straightening it out. It's pretty rough, but I can probably reuse it. And then I've got this side here looks pretty good on the back behind the door. And this looks pretty good. The other side's a little more rusty, but I got a piece here that you can see. This piece here goes, it basically goes right in there like that. Covers, if you can see that, covers that part of the body. And I've got also a piece that replaces the hinge hole right there on that side. And of course I got them for the passenger side too. So I'm probably going to use those. But these rocker panels, I'm not sure if I want to replace them or not. I haven't decided yet. I probably will. I need to get new ones and see what they cost and all that. But the good thing is when Chevrolet built this, the overlap here, this is the floor, so it comes down and overlaps here, and then the rocker panel comes up and overlaps under the floor. So I could actually cut this floor pan right along this edge right here and cut that off, and then detach it from the rocker panel, and then I could put a new rocker panel in and just weld it on top, and I wouldn't have this fold over seam here. But you don't need a double seam. You weld it right here across that top. It's going to hold really well. So I'm probably going to do that. Oh, and he wants bucket seats in this truck. So I'm trying to get as much floor space as possible. So this bracket here on the floor is, I believe, the seat mount that goes to the back of the seat. And if you guys want to take that off, it's actually just got spot welds holding it in place. And what I did is I took this big screwdriver here and I just drove it underneath. See how that's moving? I just drove it underneath and I just kept popping it. I'll show you what I did. So I took a hammer and just, oh, I got that in my way. Like that. Just lift it up on it and see how it popped. Now see, that whole thing is loose. See, I've done that all the way down there. So if you guys want to take that piece off, and it's got tack welds on the side here too, but I took this big screwdriver and just stuck it down there and popped them spot welds. They're real easy to get off. So as you can see, that whole thing's loose now, and that frees up a bunch of floor space. And the mount kit I'm going to use, I'm going to mount this thing on an S10 frame. The mount kit I'm going to use, you take this channel iron, which is factory. So this thing's got what's called a center mount. There's a mount under there that mounts to a cross member on the 48 frame. And then out on the outside here, you can see, let me get this crap cleared out of the way. See those two bolts right there? There's two bolts sticking up through the floor. So on the bottom side of this, there's a bracket with a rubber like stubber or stopper on it, and that sits up against the frame. It doesn't attach to the frame, it just sits on the frame. So it's mounted in the center with a rubber mount, and then on both sides, there and here, it's got this channel iron on top with a bracket on the bottom with a piece of rubber on it that sits on the frame. That way it allows the cab to rotate. But I mean, that's the way they did it back then. But I'm gonna, when I do it, I'm gonna mount it to the S10 frame. I'm gonna use the S10 mounts, or the mounts that, actually not the S10 mounts, the mounts that came with the kit that I bought, and I'll mount it here and there and not use the center one. So I'll take that channel out and I'll have the piece to put in there instead of that. And then back here on the back wall, I'm not sure what I want to do with this. I think I'm probably going to get a big piece of flat steel and make myself a panel to go across there to fill that in. I think that'd look good because I don't really like that opened area right there. So I'm probably going to make a panel to fill that in. I think that's about it for tonight. And, oh yeah, I took this bracket off. This bracket goes right there in the fender well. You see that? So it goes right there. I'm trying to get this out where you can see it. Right there in the fender well. And the fender itself bolts to it right there on those three. Well, you can't see the third one. There they are. these 3 bolts right here on the side, the fender bolts to that. And I took that off of there, and then I discovered that there should be one on that side, and there's not. So I got to find another one of these brackets for the passenger side. And I'm not sure what went in this hole here. I think it was probably the foot starter, the foot feet where you push the button and it starts the vehicle, because it just had a key. You just turn the key on and you push that button and it starts it. So of course we're not going to use that, so I'll take that out of there. And I got a whole bunch of holes in the firewall and in the toe board there that I got to figure out what I'm going to do with. I'm not sure what I want to do, because the firewall's in really good condition. It's just got a ton of holes, and a lot of them I'm not going to need. So I got to figure that out, what I'm going to do. I may just try to weld them shut or weld metal into them and grind them smooth. But I mean, the firewall in this thing's in really good shape. Now on this side here, I'm going to put aftermarket air on this thing. So I'm not sure what holes I need on the passenger side. I'll have to look and see. But I mean, you can see all the way across. There's just a ton of holes in this firewall. So I got to figure that out. And one other thing I was looking at when I was taking this thing apart today, I took this gas pedal off. This is the factory gas pedal, so it bolts right there, and that arm goes down because there's a linkage that goes under here and then comes up to the carburetor. Goes down and then out to that arm. And I was thinking maybe, I don't know if I can do this or not, but I was thinking if I took this gas pedal out and reworked this arm to where it pointed up instead of down, I might be able to use it on the small block Chevy and leave the factory pedal in there. I don't know. I got to get that out, but I can't get it out because the engine's in the way. So I got to wait till I pull the cab off the frame before I can get that all the way out. But I'll look at that and see if I can figure that out. And I don't know. I think that's about it. I'm going to keep working on this thing. I'll make a video, you know. I'm not going to sit here and let you guys watch me for hours and hours and hours and work on stuff. I know it's probably kind of boring. So I'd rather just make it like a short 10 or 15 minute video at the end of the day. You know, now if I run across something that's unique or something that's, you know, hey man, you really need to see this, then I'll probably stop and make a video of it. But I mean, there's no point in me just making you watch me scrape metal off or grind metal or weld metal for hours. That's kind of pointless. So I'll just make little videos here and there and just keep making them. You guys keep watching them. I appreciate it. So anyhow, that's where we're at now, and I'll keep working on it. I'll be back out here tomorrow working on it again. Thanks for watching, and stay in touch, and we'll keep making videos of this truck. Have a good night. Bye.